I have to tell you about the most amazing thing. There was one time that I was in a farm swap called Lucasville Trade Days, and I was walking through looking for exotic hatching eggs. I have really been into hatching eggs for about 4 years now, and I've hatched so many different things, but I wanted to try to hatch something extremely different, something very unique, something that nobody else has. So as I'm walking through this place, there's hundreds of different vendors on the left and on the right. And I see some over here with birds called silkies. They're a Bantam breed. And then I see some to the left that have other different kinds of Bantam breeds that I've already hatched several times. I'm looking for something a little different, something a little more unique. As I go on, I come upon a woman who has peacocks, and she's also got hatching eggs. But the peacock eggs were just a little bit too expensive for my taste. So I keep going and I start looking, thinking maybe I'm not going to find what I'm looking for here. I go on and I come upon this one vendor. He has this beautiful table sitting out front. And on this table is a basket full of massive eggs. And these are plastic eggs. And I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, what in the world is this? So I get the man and I said, "Excuse me, sir, but what are these? These are plastic eggs." And he says, "Oh no, those are Rhea eggs." And I said, "But they're plastic." He said, "Yes, but that's to protect the eggs. Come with me." So I begin to walk with him, unsure of where I'm going, and he takes me to this big trailer in the back. In that trailer, he has these bizarre little creatures that I've never really seen before. I've seen some similar, but they were called emus. These were Rheas, he said. So I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued. I look at these creatures and they're unlike anything. They have blue eyes and they're gray and they're long necked and long and funny footed. And I'm like, wow, these are amazing. I said, okay, so where are the eggs? And he walks me to this box. As he opens this box, I could literally, in my mind, hear this beautiful, enchanting music playing. And in my head, I get an image of a golden light as he opens this box. Here are these massive golden colored eggs. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. They are huge. And I'm like, wow, thank you so much. How much are they? This is what I ask him. In my mind, I'm thinking they're going to be something unaffordable. He says, "Ma'am, they're only $25 a piece." Well, of course, I'm intrigued. Never in my life did I think that these huge eggs would ever hatch. So I said, okay, I'll take two of them. I bought two of these massive eggs. I'm on the way in the car toward the house, which is quite a long trip. And I'm like, these will never hatch. So I start researching them on Google as we're driving. My husband's driving, of course, so we'll be safe. But I start Googling these eggs, and to my surprise, they talk about how dangerous they are and how other people in the United States has them, but I had no clue about them. So I get them home and I put them in the incubator. And it takes about 45 days to hatch these things. But I put them in there and check on them the first 3 weeks. And to my surprise, life starts developing in them. Fast forward to later on, about the 40th day, I can literally see a bird moving and in there. And yet it had stuck its nose through the air cell, which meant these things were about to hatch. Fast forward 3 days later, that egg popped open, and here out comes this amazing creature that I've never laid eyes on before. These beautiful little birds actually hatched. Guys, I'm telling you what, I was amazed at these creatures. I loved on them. They came out of the egg. They were wondrous. Before I knew it, they were up on their feet. They were walking around. I ended up going ahead and buying feed for them. I am the owner of Rhea. This is reality. So what do I do now? So I prepare a place for them outside on my farm, and they begin to grow into these amazing creatures. Fast forward to 2 years later, I have a 5.5 foot Rhea in my backyard. They are alive, they are thriving, they are growing, and they are phenomenal. So I say all of that to say this. Do something phenomenal. Get something wondrous, because you too can have what I have. Massive flightless birds called ratites walking around in your backyard. Here's the kicker of it. Here is the wonderful part of it. This coming year, I should have eggs from the very same creatures that I bought eggs from this man at this swap. Hope you enjoyed that story. Thanks for listening.